course. And are you excited about going to heaven? No. No. Why aren't you excited about going to heaven? Because I don't get to go. Excuse me, you don't get to go? Why don't you get to go? Because of what I am. You can't go to heaven because you're a puppet? What? You're not thinking about being a puppet. Who's a puppet? No, okay, well, what are you thinking you can't do? Why can't you go to heaven? What are you that you can't go to heaven? I'm a goat. And goats can't go to heaven? Why can't goats go to heaven? I don't know. Jesus won't let us. Jesus won't let goats go to heaven. He said so in the Bible. Jesus said goats can't go to heaven in the Bible. I'm not sure I'm following you. In Matthew chapter 25, he said that the sheep get to go and the goats get roasted. Okay, now I know where you're coming from. You know, that was not an actual, that didn't actually mean that the goats don't get to go to heaven and the sheep do. That was called a parable. Well, you're right, it was a terrible. No, a parable. What's that? A parable is a lesson that's oftentimes from nature, something that people are familiar with, to teach a spiritual truth. So it had nothing to do with actual sheep or goats. Really? Really. In fact, he was actually talking about people, because if you read a little bit earlier in that passage, he's talking about people, separating people, one nation, or people from the nations, one from another, just like a shepherd separates his sheep from his goats. Well, why do you have to make the goats get roasted? Why couldn't it have been the sheep? Well, I really don't know. I mean, the sheep are the ones that are always wandering off. Well, that's true. The Bible does say that we all, like sheep, have gone astray. See? And I guess in the story of the Good Shepherd, the shepherd wasn't going after a goat, was he? No, he was going after that sheep that ran away. Goats are better. Okay, well, we're not here to talk about whether goats are better or sheep are better. We're here to talk about going to heaven. And so do you know what the things were that kept the people from going to heaven in that parable? Well, Jesus said that they didn't give anyone anything to drink or eat or any clothes to wear, and they didn't visit them when they were sick or in prison. They just weren't very nice. And I know a lot of nice goats. Okay, this is not about goats. Remember, it's about people. See, God said that the greatest commandments are to love God supremely, yeah, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. Well, that's true. So do you suppose that in this parable, again, they really are people, they're just being represented by goats or sheep, do you think that the goats really demonstrated that they loved God and loved their fellow man? Well, no, not really. Okay, and do you think that the sheep did? Well, the people that were represented by the sheep did. Okay, so they were motivated by love, and that's what matters to God. So it's not about whether you're a sheep or you're a goat. What matters is, do you love God? Well, of course I do. And do you love your fellow human beings? Well, yeah. Except there are those that try to eat me. Okay, well, you don't have to worry about that in here. Oh, good. All right, so that's the criteria for going to heaven. It's not being a sheep or being a goat. It's not about being one particular religion or one particular race. It's about loving God supremely and loving your neighbor as yourself, and our actions showing whether we really do or whether we really don't. So there's hope for me. There's hope for all of us kids, hey, and all of us old goats too. I like that. Thank you. And just remember, it's about loving God and loving others. I do. All right. Thank you all very much.
Amen. Amen.